Hello everyone, this is yours truly J Blue 68. This is the last day of the month of January the what is today? The 30th, Wednesday, and it's cold outside, baby. We got plenty of snow, but that's all right. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's the winter time. In front of me is issue number 1 of Guardians of the Galaxy, and we're about to do artwork from the pages. Preview of this book, a brief review. There will be spoilers, so for those of you who have not read it and are interested in reading it, excuse me. I don't know if you want to view this page or not, but this is a new roster of the Guardians of the Galaxy, as you see before you. Let's take a look. All right, this is written by famed writer Donny Cates. I believe Jeff Shaw and Mark A. Garcia are two of the artists. So let's check it out, baby. Here's a description. It looks like that's going on, describing, I should say, what's going on in the galaxy. Of course, the galaxy is in turmoil, as is usual or normal in any Marvel comic, as we're dealing with our cosmic heroes instead of Earth's mightiest heroes, Guardians of the Galaxy. I've been following this book for a while now, but I haven't read it, some of the latest issues or the last few issues, in quite some time. But I do know that the Guardians last time around were stranded on Earth, and they were in disarray. Some of the members have been killed off. It looks like Galactus right there. And I do know there's a huge meeting taking place on some station called the Sanctuary. Right there you see the intergalactic Ghost Riders. It's like Darkhawk, Beta Ray Bill. And is that Donald Howard the Duck? I was about to say Donald Duck. Howard the Duck. Being addressed in some large hall by Star Fox. Star Fox is a brother of Thanos. And I don't know if you know, but Thanos has actually in the comic books been killed, beheaded in a battle with someone. And there's his body laying there on the slab. He's dead, but he left a last will and testament to be addressed to all of his former foes and enemies, and even some allies. And his brother Star Fox is addressing exactly what that is. And here's a hologram, as you can see, of Thanos and all his evil, powerful glory. The artwork is gorgeous. Check that out. You know, and I stand by comic books more so than digital comic books, because we need comic books, man. We need books. And one of the reasons why I do these videos is to highlight, you know, the beauty of the book. I love the smell of the pages. And the artwork that's put into each of these panels is just phenomenal, man. You know, although digital media has its benefits, but also it has its detriments. You know, I mean, I'm using digital media now to record this video, but always looking at, well, we won't get into that right now. Anyway. The book itself is just, again, it's phenomenal to view. And to see the artwork here. Here's Star Fox, again, addressing the crowd. Okay. Check that out. Moving along here. And it looks like they're on their way to nowhere. Nowhere is that was actually shown in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. There's a huge, gigantic head floating in space, which is the head of one of the alien races called the Celestials. Now, it's weird that he's calling Groot Rocket Raccoon. Somehow, some way, in one of the former stories, I believe Rocket and Groot have been infused into each other. And here's an interesting advertisement here too. Wolverine Infinity Watch, where it looks like Wolverine is wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. Now, this story will tie into the story that I'm reading now. And the previous Marvel stories, Infinity Wars and Infinity Warps. It says here somebody's got to keep the Infinity Stones safe, and that sounds like a job for Wolverine with a question mark. How did he get wrapped up in this madness, and what role does Loki play in it? I sometimes think that Wolverine's is an overused character, man. I like the character, but not that much. But anyway, moving on. And there's Groot there. Looks like he's brooding. And he's able to talk now like a regular human. I mean, well, like a regular human, he's able to talk in a basic language. Here he is using foul language, but I believe, again, he's infused with Rocket Raccoon. Okay. This empty space where nowhere used to be. And that was shown in the nowhere was actually shown in both movies, I believe. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Volume 2. It was also shown briefly in Avengers Infinity War. It played a crucial part to the happenings of those particular stories as they're known in the MCU. But what happens in the MCU doesn't necessarily happen in the comic books. Comic books have their own stories completely separate from what's happening a lot of times in the movies. The movies get their inspiration and drawn from the books. And here's an advertisement here I found interesting. And last year I did a video highlighting that Marvel was entering its 80th anniversary, 80 years of Marvel. And they're actually featuring some of the books that they'll be releasing as part of their 80th anniversary. 2 of them are already out. They came out last week, and that's Crypt of Shadows and War is Hell. And this one came out today, I believe, Unknown Worlds. And they'll be doing this all year for their 80th anniversary. I didn't get those books yet, but I hope to be able to get these too. Here's some more books that they have. They're highlighting for their 80th anniversary. Just thought I would throw that in there. Some of the things that they'll be doing for their 80th anniversary. And I'm sure we'll find out even more big events and plans that they have as they move forward to Comic-Con, which is in July of this year. And there are some of the Avengers there. And it looks like some of the X-Men as well. And Venom there in the corner. Uh-oh, somebody's saying Gamora must die. Which she did in the movie, Avengers Infinity War. Everybody's out for Gamora, even in the comic books, man. Okay. And I thought that was Captain Marvel. That's not. That's Moondragon. No, I'm sorry. That's Phyla somebody. I'm sorry, not Moondragon. I'm not really familiar with her character, but I do like the look of her character. And Thanos, even after death, is still causing a lot of confusion and disarray. And we'll find out what's happening as we turn to the next page. But before we do, here's another advertisement. Daredevil. Right now they're doing a story called, what is it called? This is called Man Without Fear. And this is going to be a continuation of that called No Fear. Murdoch is reacquainted with pain and terror. That starts next month, February. Looks like that's going to be an interesting story. He has bloody hands. Alright. That's a nice little ad. And there's Nowhere blasting out of hyperspace or something and sending some gigantic rays at the sanctuary, attacking our cosmic heroes. Alright. A lot going on there. Yeah, definitely they're under attack. Try to get some of that glare out of there. There we go. And keep the camera focused. And Silver Surfer there. Dig those panels, man. And please excuse me if the camera's a little shaky. I'm so sorry. And there are Thanos's acolytes, I guess you could call them. His little army called the Black Order. Attacking our cosmic heroes. I love those colors, man. The colors are just very brilliant. It's very nicely done. And what's interesting here too is it looks like the Nova Corps has been resurrected too, which is something I was wanting to see more of in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. We don't know what's going to happen with that, you know, right now, with all the stuff that happened with James Gunn and his departure, or his forced departure from Marvel by way of Disney, due to some controversial comments that he made. But anyway, I'm just hoping that we will see the eventual turn of the Nova Corps. And in that return, possibly, Nova himself, Richard Rider, be introduced in the third film, along with seeing Adam Warlock. And there's another story that will be spinning out of this story about Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord, which will be called Old Man Quill. I plan on collecting that series. It's going to be a 12-part series. Looks like it's going to be pretty interesting too. We'll do a video on that once the books are released. I got a battle going on here. I do really love doing these videos, and again, to show the beauty of the comic book. I know that my generation mainly is a generation that supports comic books. Generation X. Don't know what Generation Y will do. I'm just thinking that once Generation X is gone, there eventually will be no more comic book shops. Everything will be digital download. And what that will lead to, goodness only knows. Because if your computer or software crashes or whatever happens, you know, it malfunctions, and there goes all of your entertainment, right? So it's good to have the book in hand. You know, I'm old school that way. And I also, I prefer, as opposed to getting the omnibus books or even the trade paperbacks, I prefer to get the individual books because, again, they pay homage to the individual artists who put a lot of hard work into making these books. Sometimes you can get nice variant covers too that a trade paperback or an omnibus cannot do. You know, and of course it takes a lot of work to do that, time and money. So if you have both or one or the other, I definitely recommend doing it. Of course, numero uno is having the money. And comic books are relatively cheap. They're usually like $3.99 per issue. But if you're collecting several books like I do, like if you're collecting 8 or 10 different series, then just multiply $3.99 times 8 with taxes. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about somewhere around you know, $25-30 or more. And sometimes you get an annual that might come out, like the X-Men, the Uncanny X-Men annual came out last week, and the annuals may cost a little bit more, about $1 more. So you're talking about $4.99. So, you know, cheap but expensive at the same time. There's a preview of Guardians of the Galaxy book number 2, because what's happening is Thanos' body is being, as you've seen the Black Order in the other pages, they're taking his body to someone who's trying to resurrect him, or resurrect Thanos back to his former glory, to once again carry out his mad deeds. And who that is, I'm not going to show. I actually read the entire book. It's a pretty good story, and they actually show who that person is, who's trying to resurrect Thanos. But you have to buy the book to see who that is. I'm not going to show that. I'm already showing enough here. You can kind of read along, see what's going on. You can always pause a page, you know, and read, you know, what's going on. As I'm trying to show each panel individually, carefully, slowly, so you can take it all in, as well as take in and appreciate the artwork, as I do. And of course, keeping the camera in focus. I love that they've also reintroduced Beta Ray Bill, one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. They showed a statue of Beta Ray Bill in the Thor Ragnarok film, but they haven't showed him yet. But I believe that they eventually will actually show him in an upcoming Marvel film, possibly the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie, or the Eternals, as Marvel's moving into doing movies featuring their cosmic superhero groups, which is, of course, as I mentioned, the Nova Corps, Adam Warlock, Quasar, people like that. And this is one of the last pages I'm going to show. But I didn't want to flip the page over, because I really like what they did next, is they show flip it over here, Guardians of the Galaxy. I just love that right there, how they did that. The Final Gauntlet, 1 of 6. So this is a 6-part series in the new Guardians of the Galaxy series itself. A 6-part storyline. So Donny Cates again is the writer, Jeff Shaw is the artist, and what's his name, Marte Garcia is a colorist. So I had it right. So that's it, Guardians of the Galaxy. I just wanted to show you all this new exciting new book in the Marvel series. If you're interested, just go to your local comic book shop and buy it. It retails for about $3.99. Issue number 2 will be out in February. So that's it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video artwork from the pages. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe. Share this as well. Everyone have a good night, good morning, or afternoon, whatever time it is in whatever part of the world you are in. Peace, love, and hair grease.